how you look, it's how you feel. From subtle, natural aesthetics to personalized wellness care, everything we do is intentional. This is beauty with purpose. At Vibe Men's Health, we take that same approach. We focus on what matters most: strength, energy, and performance. Built on real data, real medicine, and real results, we're here to help you look better, feel stronger, and live fully. Come vibe with us.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 9.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 9. So far, it has been a beautiful Saturday. It will continue to do so with the hours we have left, but I know all eyes are on Mother's Day and, of course, Mother's Day weekend, but those storm chances that will come with it. So I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut here to let you know what to expect as you go throughout your Sunday and, of course, what the work week has in store for you. But as of right now, those showers that we were talking about earlier, we're kind of seeing that trending down overnight. We're not really talking about some of those showers moving through North Mississippi. We're keeping all of that later for our Mother's Day tomorrow. So continue to expect these dry conditions to persist, which also means any outdoor plans, they are good to go for the rest of the overnight period. Make sure to get them done now because tomorrow can't quite get those plans done outside. At least definitely going to want to move them indoors. But if you want to do anything tomorrow, it will be a dry start to your Mother's Day. So any morning plans, I know I do. I'll be celebrating my mom tomorrow morning with our Mother's Day breakfast before coming up to the studio early for you guys tomorrow to make sure we're keeping our eyes on this. But it'll be a dry start tomorrow morning. Get those plans done bright and early because once we make it towards lunchtime and pretty much into the rest of your Sunday ahead, we're going to be talking about those storm chances. Now, latest look with this timing, we are talking about a few of these storms kind of sticking around overnight for a few of us. Now, this isn't going to be all of North Mississippi kind of experiencing that overnight threat, but we are seeing kind of the latest trend and look at these models coming out, showing some of those storms moving through still into the overnight period. So we'll make sure to keep you guys updated and kind of show you who that applies to later on in this broadcast. Now, speaking of the severe weather chances, I want to show you all the latest look at our risk for tomorrow. Again, most of North Mississippi is, well, pretty much all of North Mississippi is within a severe level or a risk right here. Most of us are in that level 1 marginal risk. Further south, southwest, you go towards the southern portions of the Delta, you are getting clipped into that level 2 slight risk, but that's as extensive as it gets. We're not talking about any level 3s, 4s, or 5 stuff we went through last week, especially with that enhanced risk. We're still only level 1, level 2 across North Mississippi. Thankfully, continues not to be an impressive forecast, but one we want to make sure to keep you guys updated on. Now, take a look at the first 12. Again, not quite talking about those rain showers later on tonight. Still the chance for a pop-up sprinkle, if that, but stress-free rainfall, nothing intense tonight. 67 will be your temperature around 10 o'clock, cooling off towards the low 60s by 1, and pretty much sticking there for the rest of the overnight period as well. We're talking about a clearing taking place with wind being non-existent, which is allowing for some fog to take place in the early morning hours. So don't be surprised if you wake up to that tomorrow before it kind of starts fading on out. Then we're talking about those rain chances later on tomorrow afternoon. Those temperatures already in the mid-70s by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now let's take some live looks all across North Mississippi. This is out there in Aberdeen, 64 degrees. Feels like 64, that dew point right around 93 and that humidity 94. So once that clearing starts to take place, which honestly you can kind of see the night stars up in the sky already, that wind non-existent, y'all could see some areas of fog later on tonight and into your early morning hours. But beautiful skies and kind of the skyline off in the distance. So any outdoor plans you have going on tonight are going to be good to go out there in Aberdeen. Let's take a look out here in Iuka. 66, feels like 66. You can see some of those stars, and I think those are more cell towers kind of out in the background. You can definitely tell out there. But that dew point's around 63 as well, so not quite as close to that temperature mark. Definitely creeping on up, so that humidity around 88%. So not too impressive out there in Iuka, but still beautiful no matter where you are here in North Mississippi. That trend continues out there in Houston as well. 66, feels like 66. Actually talk about some wind out there, southerly motion coming out of the south around 7 miles per hour, so still beautiful out there in Houston. Now we're talking about those dry conditions tonight. That will continue. Our Mama Justice Doppler radar kind of showcasing that. Again, a lot of green, but that's just that ground clutter, that radar trying to look for anything out there because there's not much going on. So we continue to stay dry, and that will continue to be the focus point into the overnight period. Now take a look at our surface analysis. Again, we don't really have anything going on here in Mississippi, or at least the northern half. All those rain showers kind of continue to stay along the coastline towards the Gulf. It's out here towards Oklahoma. We can already see those storms firing on up. You see those green boxes out there. We can actually, well, we might as well just zoom in just to talk about that. These are the storm chances that are going to eventually make their way towards us here in North Mississippi, all the way out west into Oklahoma, pretty much along this low. That's this cold front dipping on pretty much across the United States, and that will bring us our storm chances tomorrow. So still quite a ways away from us here in North Mississippi. Again, we're talking about those dry conditions, but it will eventually make our way or its way to us. It'll just take until tomorrow afternoon until we get to experience them. So let's take a look at Futurecast. It's kind of going to show exactly what I'm talking about. Zooming on out, moving this over so you guys can see the full picture of what's about to happen overnight. This is starting off around 9 o'clock, still seeing those showers that were ongoing, doing very well, already initializing, seeing those showers taking place. They're going to continue to sweep across the United States, starting to cross into Arkansas around 3 o'clock later on tonight. I wanted to pause this again just to show you kind of the latest trend and look at these showers, which is pretty positive. Still very intense the further west you go, and that's why you see those risks a little bit more elevated. That level 3 out there in Texas. This is around 3 o'clock later on tonight. We continue to stay dry and clear here across North Mississippi. Take a look at those showers as we continue into the overnight period and as it gets closer to us here in North Mississippi. Not quite as evident. It's almost as the closer it gets to the Mississippi River, we're not really talking about that complex system of showers and storms making their way here. Only issue is that cold front is, and that will provide some lift to some storms, try to act on the ingredients within our atmosphere, and that will eventually allow for some storms to kind of try to pop off later on tomorrow afternoon. So that's one of the things we want to continue looking at. But that cold front, that's providing the lifting mechanism, something we're going to keep our close eyes on tomorrow. Now the next 24, again, showing a dry start to your Mother's Day tomorrow, starting off around 60 degrees by 6 o'clock. Some areas experiencing some patchy levels of fog. Already warming up towards the low 80s by 12. Still not quite talking about those rain showers, just kind of a few sprinkles, light showers popping up around the lunchtime hours around 12 to 1 o'clock. It's tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours where we really start talking about those rain chances and kind of lingering with us for the rest of the weekend and pretty much kind of into the start of the work week as well. That's one of the things I mentioned towards the start of this broadcast, is we are talking about a few overnight storms for some of us here in North Mississippi. I'm going to give you an in-depth look on what to expect for your Sunday tomorrow, kind of who that affects into your Monday as well. All of that's coming up right after this break.
How do you know if your roofer is actually telling you the truth or just trying to sell you something you don't need? I'm Chris with Absolute Restoration. When we come out, we don't tell you what's wrong. We show you with photos, videos, and documentation. You'll see exactly what we see so you can make your own decision. And we back our work with a 50-year warranty and a 25-year algae warranty. Plus, no cost upgrades with 0% financing and no payment for 6 months.
Looking for a place to finally call home? At Tupelo Home Center, we make it easy. From finding the perfect home to making financing a breeze, we'll take care of everything. Your new home is closer than you think. Pre-qualify today at TupeloHomecenter.com.
When C.K. Little opened his doors in downtown Corinth nearly 80 years ago, his plan was simple: deliver excellent service and exceed expectations. That's why we say a little gift goes a long way.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 9. Real quick, wanted to take a look at our 7-day forecast. Very active on the front end, and I know we've been used to this active weather for a while, but thankfully not going to be that active for much longer. We're still talking about those storm chances tomorrow. I bumped up Monday towards 30% because we are still talking about a few of those overnight showers, and they kind of persist, just kind of keeping that lingering moisture over us throughout the early morning hours, even towards lunchtime for your Monday. So still could see some spotty showers. Thankfully, not quite as intense for your Monday as compared to what we're tracking for your Sunday. But once we make it through these rainy periods for your Sunday and Monday ahead, we're talking about much more beautiful weather and clearer skies, literally 79 degrees for your highs on Tuesday, clear skies Tuesday and Wednesday, even going into Thursday as we warm back up into the low to mid 80s, allowing for a much more beautiful forecast to be had later on for the work week coming on up. But those temperatures right now out here in Tupelo, 67 degrees, feels like 67 as well. That wind coming out of the south around 7 miles per hour, and that dew point around 62 as well. Now, Futurecast still showing those clearing skies taking place right now. A little bit more cloud cover the further south you go, especially towards the Golden Triangle region, towards Winston, Noxubee, Atala County as well. So this is at 9 o'clock tonight. As we continue into the overnight period ahead, take a look at those showers. Not quite talking about them. You can't really see these showers because they're practically non-existent. We're still talking about those dry conditions persisting into the overnight period ahead. Maybe a light sprinkle or two, but again, not really talking about any of those heavy showers popping on up. You could still see a sprinkle down there close to Kosciuszko, right outside of Atala County into the southern portions of the Delta around 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, but that's about it. Most of our moisture will be kind of that fog and cloud cover we have above us. Not quite talking about those rain chances just yet. Those low temperatures dipping all the way down towards the upper 50s, low 60s for us later on tonight. That's about where as low as we're getting. Still talking about some patchy areas of fog, but pretty much right around average for where we should be for this time of year. Now take a look at your day planner. Like I just mentioned, a few of us could experience some fog in the early morning hours, low 60s by 7 o'clock, already warming up towards the low 80s by noon. And we're going to rise all the way up into the mid 80s by those afternoon hours once we start talking about those rain chances around 3 o'clock, 20% coverage, but rising pretty much exponentially into your evening hours as well, kind of sticking with us into the overnight period. Now, take a look at your severe weather risk. Again, all of us here in North Mississippi are within one of the levels. Thankfully, the only levels we're talking about is either a level 1, which most of us are in, and that level 2. You can see that out in the southern portions of the Delta. Thankfully, only encompassing just a few of us, but still significant. We want to make sure to continue to talk about that with you guys. Hoping to kind of see maybe that shave off just a little bit. Of course, we'll give you that latest look at it tomorrow when it comes out again. But as of right now, this is the latest look and kind of still what Matt always talks about. That's the number of reports. So very limited, not quite as confident with that severe weather, but we do know it's on the table. So let's take a look at what we can expect for our Sunday tomorrow. Again, this is starting off around 6 o'clock. A few maybe spotty sprinkles or showers. Nothing intense. This is a dry start to your Mother's Day tomorrow. Going to be a beautiful start as well, so take advantage of it. It's around lunchtime and on where we really want to start becoming weather aware and making sure we kind of know what's going on. Even by 12:30, we're still seeing kind of a little bit more pockets of that rainfall moving on in. This is around Monroe County towards Amory, even into Houston and Bruce, Water Valley region, even into Oxford as well. Some more showers just west across the Mississippi River. And we see this cold front moving on in. And this is what I talked about at the start of the broadcast. We don't really see those heavy showers out west make its way all the way towards North Mississippi. It's going to be this cold front doing the damage. So let's take a look at this. I took off that cold front so we kind of see what's going on beneath it. That way it doesn't cover up anything. This is around 2 o'clock. And pretty much you can see some of those heavier showers just north of Corinth and Alcorn County, pretty much along the state line at 2. Even some heavier showers out there in DeSoto County and pretty much just south of it into the northern portions of the Delta, even some out there in Clarksville. But again, nothing too intense, just starting to see some of those heavier showers build on up around 2 o'clock, and we're going hour by hour. Even by 3 o'clock, still seeing some more heavy showers. I mean, just those darker returns out there towards Sardis around 3. Heavier showers further out west you go into Arkansas, but not quite affecting us here just yet here in North Mississippi. Even by 4 o'clock, we're starting to see a little bit more widespread activity start to develop. For those out there between Eupora and Winona, starting to see those heavier showers, even towards Grenada, the Delta towards Shelby, but even Alcorn and Prentiss to Tishomingo County, still seeing those heavier showers in the Boonville region around 4 o'clock and kind of still sticking around the Tennessee state line. The further north you go, still seeing those rain showers. Even by 5 o'clock, we're still kind of seeing those rain chances continue to rise. Stick with us into the evening hours. And these will unfortunately stick around for a few of us into the overnight period as well, but still seeing those heavier rainfalls, those showers and storms moving on through, and even by 6 o'clock. But notice this time by 6 o'clock, we're still kind of seeing this line continue moving on in a little bit more intense further northwest you go. Y'all just get that a little bit earlier than us. That's because you'll be able to get the rainfall, kind of enjoy those clearer conditions earlier as well. What you're going to notice, these models starting to line up a little bit better on that timing. I'll show you just what I mean in just a few seconds, but still seeing those rain chances a lot more heavier and more prominent further northwest you go. You'll see that on our next model run as well. But real quick, let's talk about those severe threats for tomorrow. Again, what I want to keep emphasizing, not a slam dunk forecast. Most of these threats are still on the table, but we're not quite as confident on them. That is a good thing. Still level 1 threat and that confidence for those tornadoes tomorrow. Non-zero chance, but we will still see some of those rotating thunderstorms move on through. They can get the right ingredients at the right time. Could see a tornado possibility, but we're not talking about anything super strong, long-lived. Of course, we'll make sure to cover everything and keep you guys updated just in case anything goes down. Level 2 risk for your wind and hail, that continues to be kind of the most prominent risk that we're going to be talking about tomorrow as those move on through. Some 1-inch hail in diameter possible, which would allow it to be called severe. And then level 1, spotty, heavy rainfall kind of for that flooding risk tomorrow. So still could see some heavy pockets of rainfall, especially if some of those heavier showers kind of sit over your town just a little bit longer. So for some flood-prone areas, could still see some of that tomorrow, but again, not quite as confident about that just yet, and hopefully we can stick that way as we get ready for our Mother's Day tomorrow. Now, those high temperatures still going to be a bit toasty tomorrow, slightly above average as we warm back up into the mid-80s. We should be around the low 80s for this time of year, so not too bad. Good news is those feels like values keeping us right there with the temperatures, at least not elevating us, but unfortunately not really cooling us off just quite yet. We'll have to wait until pretty much around Tuesday, but into your Monday before we can feel that. Now, Futurecast. Notice this, we're now transitioning back to our strike model, and thankfully, it's kind of starting to line up that timing a lot better. Those rain showers were a lot more prominent the further northwest you go, and this model's kind of picking up on that as well. So it seems around 4 to 6 o'clock, we're going to start to see that line really become more prominent here in North Mississippi, continue to move on through. We're seeing that already by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, kind of moving through that West Helena, kind of crossing the Mississippi River into Sardis, Holly Springs, Olive Branch, kind of pushing on in. Again, we're going to remove that cold front just so you guys can see what's ongoing as we go throughout our Sunday evening tomorrow. By 7 o'clock, still talking about heavy showers and stronger storms for those out there in Oxford, Water Valley, Bruce, Grenada, even into Winona and Greenwood. That line just continues pushing on into North Mississippi, and this is around that 7 o'clock time frame. As we continue towards 8 o'clock, getting closer towards those in Eupora, Houston, Aberdeen, and Amory for those in Monroe County, even for us here in Tupelo, Lee County, Itawamba, up towards Prentiss, Tishomingo, starting to get those showers. Even for those out there in Chula, kind of already moved on through Greenwood, Winona, and towards Atala County as well. That's around 8 o'clock. But notice, once that line already moves on through, you're pretty much good. That's the kind of strongest line that will move through tomorrow. We'll still see kind of some lingering moisture and some showers move on through. Once the brunt of the line moves through, you're going to be good to go for the rest of your evening. Just still going to kind of be a soggy forecast as well. But by 9 o'clock, starting to affect those out there in the Golden Triangle region, the heaviest along Highway 45 for those Starkville, Columbus, West Point, Aberdeen, and Amory for Monroe County. Further down south towards Winston, towards Louisville, the city, and to Atala County as well. Choctaw County, still seeing those heavier showers and storms move on through around 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. So a little bit later, but still kind of progressively moving on through. And then for those along Highway 45 and pretty much out west, you're either experiencing drier conditions or just some rainfall. That line already almost out of our region here, starting to affect those, or a few of our Alabama counties just across the state line. That's at 10:30 tomorrow, still affecting those out there in Noxubee, the edges of Lowndes County, still in Monroe, but especially out there towards Franklin, towards Gordo, Reform, Alabama, definitely experiencing those showers moving on through tomorrow. But by 11 o'clock, we're almost kind of completely out of those showers, which is definitely a good sign. Hoping to see that trend continue, but we're still talking about a few of those showers kind of lingering with us into the overnight period. So I'll show you kind of what I mean just by that. I'm gonna have to move out of the way so you guys can see. We're still talking about some heavy showers affecting those out there in the Delta towards Greenville around midnight tomorrow, crossing the Mississippi River, getting closer towards the Cleveland, Shelby area. But in my opinion, not gonna be quite as intense. This line is gonna use all the ingredients, all that fuel, all that energy to where most of this should just be heavy downpours. Could still hear a few rumbles of thunder, but again, once that line moves on through, you're going to be good to go. We're just still talking about some soggy conditions overnight. Take a look at this. By 3:30, still seeing just some heavy rainfall continue to kind of move on through. Not a very organized system, just soggy conditions continuing to move across North Mississippi. Out there towards Hollandale, still seeing those heavier showers by 3:30 tomorrow. Drier conditions the further east you go. There's kind of a second round of just showers moving on through, but could still kind of be a little bit energetic to hear some rumbles of thunder overnight. Might even get woken up to it. But by Monday morning, most of us could be waking up to those soggy conditions as well. Hence why you saw those rain changes go up just a little bit for your Monday as well. Talking about that 30%. And by 6 o'clock, still talking about those rain showers continue to move on through. Very heavy out there towards Atala County, even towards Winston as well, getting closer towards the Golden Triangle region. That's at 6 o'clock for your Monday. And they continue to move on through. Again, this isn't anything intense, nothing like what we're going to go through tomorrow night, just with that heavier line and that system moving on through. Just that lingering moisture kind of still affecting us throughout your Monday. But by 8 o'clock, still seeing those widespread chances of rainfall with this latest model and trend. Trying to dry up just a little bit around lunchtime, but still affecting those further up north you go. But just that constant rainfall continuing to bug us throughout the day. Once we make it into the afternoon, evening hours, we're going to talk about drier conditions. And thankfully, we'll be talking about them for a while. By 6 o'clock, still seeing some lingering rainfall down there towards the southern portions of our viewing area. A lot more drier up there further north you go, especially northwest. And we're also talking about clear skies. That's going to be a good news because once those clear skies kind of hit us, they're going to stick around for a while. Pretty much into your Tuesday and into your Wednesday, we get to enjoy drier weather, cooler weather, and basically clearer weather. So got to get through these storms tomorrow evening into the overnight period, and much more beautiful weather is in store for us for your Tuesday and Wednesday coming on up. We're already experiencing that overnight into your early Tuesday morning hours. Now take a look at your high temperatures. Already noticeably cooler for your Monday. We're going to be pretty much dropping towards the mid 70s across North Mississippi. But what's even better is how it's going to feel outside. And most of us are going to feel dramatically better and cooler than what those temperatures are reading as well. So good news is on the way to North Mississippi. Just got to get through these storm chances. That cold front, it will bring us some storm chances and a few of those being on the stronger side, but we'll also bring some beautiful weather after. We'll of course keep you updated and informed the entire time that cold front moves on through. Now that 7-day forecast, again, shows a very active start and kind of into our weekend, start of the work week, but an active start to your 7-day forecast. But then we're talking about those drier and clearer conditions Tuesday and Wednesday, those temperatures slowly making their way back into the low 80s. And kind of sticking with us all the way towards next weekend, where we'll also be talking about some warm conditions, mid 80s by Friday, already upper 80s by Saturday, but thankfully not talking about rain chances for quite a while. So it's been an active weather pattern lately. I know we've all been kind of going through it together, keeping you guys informed. But once we get through these rain showers kind of tomorrow and through into your Monday, we'll finally start to enjoy a much drier and much welcomed calmer weather pattern as well. But take a look at your screen here, the QR codes to both the iOS and Android version of your app store. Same app for us here at Mississippi Live Weather. You just scan that QR code, take you to the app store. That way you can download it or share it with anybody. We'll send you notifications every time we go live, but also to let you know when hail is approaching, when some of those stronger storms are approaching, and we'll send you live pushes when there are kind of warnings going on for your county and to your communities, and let you guys know kind of when you need to pay attention for that stronger weather making its way towards you guys. Of course, we'll be live later on tonight at 10, giving you the very latest. We'll have kind of some more model runs to show you guys. Real quick, before I wrap this down, I kind of want to look at the comments. Looks like a bunch of you guys letting me know that you guys are watching. Somebody was asking about Columbus. Y'all will still get some of those showers and storms tomorrow. Y'all get it a little bit later compared to all of North Mississippi, just because y'all are on the far eastern side, kind of closer towards that Alabama state line. Like I was just mentioning, we're going to be live tomorrow, making sure you guys are updated all day long. We'll be live tonight at 10, giving you another look at those rain chances. We'll have another model run coming out because we get hour by hour. So still helping us nail down that timing for you guys and make sure you guys are ready for your Mother's Day tomorrow. But continue to enjoy these dry and beautiful conditions, and we'll see you back here live in the Room to Room Weather Center tonight at 10.
Hate is loud, but love is the majority.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.